and welcome to Pro Wrestling Inside. Yeah, yes, I have returned after 2 weeks of start.
Well, you're going to have to introduce yourself. There's a lot of people who have forgotten your name. So would you please introduce yourself for the
My
people?
name is Brent West. Jack Lord beside me over here, Rodney West below us, and I have
They
returned.
know who we are. We've been here. They might not know who you are.
Hey, what did I miss on the top tag teams? Was it 15,
We,
13? What have I missed?
yeah, 15, no, it's 14 and 15, or 15 and 14.
Well, number 14 with the Nasty Boys.
Okay,
The Nasty Boys. And number 13, Ted DiBiase.
Well, you've jumped ahead there. What's your number 15?
My 15 was Ray Stevens and Pat Patterson.
Ray Stevens, Pat Patterson, and then number 14.
14, the Nasty Boys. Number 13, Ted DiBiase and Steve Williams. Did we get caught up now?
Well, 13 is tonight.
Oh, okay.
So,
I didn't even know. I was busy.
Technically, yes, you're not only caught up, you're ahead of both of us.
That's right.
I didn't even.
You're ahead of the regular staff.
Well, I shouldn't be gone again. I think I got everything took care of, and I should be heading. I was supposed to go to the Sevier County Fair next week, but I decided not to go there. So I was going to be in Sevierville with people, but no, I decided not to go. I think we needed to be here and taking care of Pro Wrestling Inside Now, because if you are going to become a subscriber, be ready for it. I think it's September the 12th. I believe it's September 12th, Monday, September 12th. We're going to be talking wrestling stuff that we wouldn't say. Or I'm not talking. We're not going to use no profanity or nothing, but things we wouldn't talk about. That's right. Rodney's here, isn't he? I forgot. there could be.
I'm very upset that my team was not entered into this tag team tournament, this women's tournament. I hate that. It's upsetting to me. I had them ready to go, and then they decided to do a fatal four because somebody can't sick or got hurt or something. I don't know.
Hey, everybody that has been in their stars. I don't know if y'all thanked them last week, but we had a couple of people. I will try to find that and give people some. I've not went over and looked at it, but I know we had a couple of stars. Thank you so much for sending those. We do appreciate it.
Also, I'm a historian. Had put on and posted his number, his last week's number, and it was Bobby Eaton and Sweet Brown Sugar, Coco Ware.
Oh man, they were
tremendous team. Tremendous team.
Yeah, they were a good team. All right, Jack, what's going on? And we'll get back to the top 10. We're going to finish them tonight. We're going to go all the way to number 1.
Oh, boy. This internet's going to be completely burned down tonight.
That's right. So tell everybody, if you got a top, bring them on. Share this video with anyone that you know right now.
We've already got some that's already posted. They've posted their number 13 so far already. We got Richard Hood and Mickey Mayfield. And then Wendy is rubbing it in that she's on the beach tonight.
All right, let's hit off with the ratings at the top of the show here. Raw did a 2.0. That was a good bid up for them. SmackDown done a 2.08. So they're almost up to the SmackDown level, which SmackDown, is on Fox, which more people get if you're not, on cable. NXT done 723,000, which is the highest rating they have received this year. Their ratings just keep going up. So now that we're through talking about ratings going up, let's talk about AEW's ratings. Dynamite was down to 957,000. Rampage, 461,000. I'm telling you, a year later, 3 years later, there's one thing about Tony Khan. He's consistent, and that's not what you want in ratings. So, our other news, Jeff Jarrett is out as the head of live events and is replaced by our buddy, the Road Dogg, Brian B.G. James.
Good deal.
Johnny Gargano made a huge return to WWE last night. They were able to fly him on the private jet, keep him completely under the radar. Nobody in the back even knew he was there. Just the people handling the graphics and running in the gorilla. He was a complete surprise to everybody. And man, what a response he got. Huge, huge deal. So Vince's idea that when he brought people up to Raw and SmackDown and he could change them any way he wanted to because nobody knew who NXT stars were, well, that just went out the window last night. If y'all hadn't been watching these A&E biographies, man, they're really good. They did one on Edge the other night. It was fantastic. All of them's been good. I'll be honest, I ain't watching the Bellas. Other than that, they've all been very good. And next up, this coming Sunday is Rey Mysterio Jr. Edge, after his main event match last night, and when Raw went off, teased that he would be coming back, that the schedule had them coming back to Toronto, his hometown, and around this time next year, and that would probably be his last wrestling match. Paul Roma has issued a challenge to the Nature Boy because he is tired of Ric Flair saying that he did not belong in the Horsemen. Obviously, Mr. Roma has never been on the internet because there's absolutely nobody that ever thought that he belonged in the Four Horsemen. And I've been retired almost as long as Ric Flair, with the exception of that one off for Rick. And I'll take him on. And then, as we were discussing before the show, the last item is there's a lot of talk going on about backstage turmoil at AEW. Now, as to whether that's true or not, we don't know. Tony Khan has a kind of different way of approaching instead of really developing his own talent when ex-WWE guys are available or doing really any type of storytelling that would draw a bigger crowd. He thinks that stuff behind the scenes is going to draw people to the product. So this very could well just be a storyline for him because Dave Meltzer is the one who's reporting stuff going on behind the scenes. And we all know that you don't take Dave with a grain of salt. You got to bring a whole salt shaker with you when you come. And that's my news.
Rodney, anything going on?
I have a breaking news. Breaking news tonight, and I know everybody's going to be excited about this. Finn Balor has new theme music.
That's noticed that I didn't notice that.
And I will tell you, the build-up for Edge and Priest last night was what you would expect from a premium event. It was really, really well done. It was we didn't see them beforehand really much at all until the very last, and it was a stellar match. I have to admit, it was very good. Also, Bobby Fulton hospitalized. Is what I understand as well.
Yeah, and I saw him post today that he should be going home tomorrow. So he's
That's great.
Some better.
And Alyssa Bliss, she wants to play a new character. I suggest a waitress at some restaurant somewhere.
Don't let my daughter hear that because we got like 5 Alexa Bliss dolls here.
Well, it's just as well just to go ahead and throw them out because she's forgot it altogether.
Well, I'm going to get in trouble for calling them dolls anyway. They're action figures, Daddy.
Oh, well, we're talking about the actual action figures, I see.
One thing that I wanted to discuss, the only thing that I did kind of look at is the ratings for AEW. 2024 AEW will come up for a contract renegotiation, I guess you would call it. Don't know Now, I could be wrong about this, but I don't know that he will get any more money for his product. He may get the same money for the product, but I don't see that he gets any more money for it. Here's the problem with AEW, I believe. It's not that they're not getting good ratings for them, because I guess they're happy with the ratings. But I think this is the problem with AEW is, are they getting, there's different tiers of getting ratings. You got your A, you got your B, your C, or whatever they call it in television. Don't you believe with that product, and because of the demographics that they have, and the cussing, and the even the fans are hollering "you effed up" and stuff like that, don't you think that has to be in the bottom tier of revenue for that company and sponsorships? I mean, am I just what do you think, Jack?
I agree with that. And on a related note, we had talked a while back about WWE going to a TV 14 rating, and that has now been clarified that they are indeed wanting to do that, but not because they want to change their product. It's so that they don't have to edit out the fans' chants the way they have to now. That is the product. They still want to present that the same way they've been doing it. So, AEW, I don't know. They're appealing to a real core audience, and I mean they're consistent. Like we said, they're consistent in their ratings. They don't really go up. They don't go down. Well, except for Rampage, which is like a basketball. It's just all over the arena. But
yeah, I don't know. I would think that, people say something about WB. Listen, WWE is not going anywhere. If anyone's going anywhere, it'll be AEW, because it's just hard to be able to really present a wrestling that is going to be as good as the WWE. And the people say, well, it's not that good. But compared to AEW or anybody else, yes, they are pretty decent.
Well, you know how Tony Khan, every time they go up even a little bit, he's the first one on social media to tout how well they've done. And I noticed that this week's tout was about how they drew better ratings in the UK. And mentioned here, I guess you take your victories wherever you can find them.
I guess so. Tony Khan, he is definitely a character. There's no doubt about it. All right, let's get to the top. Tag teams are going to go all the way. We're going to count them down to number one. We're like Casey Kasem today. We're going to count them down to number one.
But before we do that, another breaking news. Mustafa Ali is no longer going to tone himself down to be marketable. So be watching for Mustafa Ali. He's really going to break out.
I don't remember him being marketable.
May I suggest, Mr. Mustafa, if you should be listening, Jack will help you out in this. Have you ever thought about being a masked man?
Honestly, the guy's very talented. And
he really is.
He was held back by, Vince when he was there for whatever reason. I don't know what goes on behind the scenes there, but, maybe the guy can come up with something that will get him noticed. I hope that he does.
Well, I think I was thinking about it today. That's exactly where I would go with Masked Man, because really, other than Rey Mysterio, Mysterio, that's the really only Masked Man they have really there at this point, in my opinion. But there you go.
All right. We're going to count them down.
Send your checks to me.
Do you have a story you can tell in between? You know how Casey Kasem used to tell like a little story? Like
long distance.
Yeah, you have a long distance thing that we can do that. All right, I'm going to go ahead and do mine, and then we'll let Jack, and then we'll do Rodney's, and we'll see. I think number 13, Ted DiBiase, Steve Dr. Williams, Mid-South Wrestling. If you haven't seen any of that stuff, tremendous tag team. Number 12 of mine is go ahead and get number 13, Jack. You go ahead and give me 13.
My number 13 is the Bruiser and the Crusher.
There you go. We've talked about them in length. Rodney?
Mine is number 13, Jerry Stubbs and the Dirty White Boy.
Oh, man.
They were a great team.
Tremendous. All right, number 12 on my list is Stunning Steve Austin and Brian Pillman, The Hollywood Blondes.
I'm
Tremendous.
sorry. Hold on. Would you say that one more time? I didn't know if I got that just right. Say that one more time. I might have missed it. My headphones cracked up. What was that again?
The Hollywood Blondes, Steve Austin.
Oh, Buddy Roberts.
No, I said Steve Austin and Brian Pillman.
Steve Austin.
Stunning Steve Austin as
stunning.
Yeah.
Stunning. Okay.
I thought
I
they were
just-
a great tag team.
Okay. All right.
All right, Jack. Number 12.
My number 12, not to be confused with the Bushwhackers, the Sheepherders.
Yes, tremendous. I like the Bushwhackers. You know,
I
the-
did too. But man, if you never saw them as the Sheepherders, woo.
All right, Rodney. Number 12.
I have a tie for number 12. I have Jack and Jerry Briscoe and the Valiant brothers, Jimmy and Johnny Valiant.
I don't know, Rodney, but I don't think when we were telling the rules and regulations of the top 25, I don't think we said we could have ties. There's no ties in this kind of
I'm
thing.
sorry, but there is a time limit draw in these matches. There are double disqualifications. Okay. I've seen people be disqualified in no disqualification matches.
Just
This
let
is
him
it.
have his way, or we're gonna be here all night.
All right. Oh no, Rodney did. No, he said he told. Did you tell us the 12? Yeah, that's right.
Yes, I did. I have
Whoa.
the tie, the Valiants and the Briscoes.
Yes,
Could
that's
have been
right.
could have been a great match. Go ahead.
All right, now number 11. Some people are going to be upset. Somebody's going to be upset by my number 11.
11. Okay.
But it's Hawk and Animal, the Road Warriors, number 11.
Okay.
All right, Jack.
My number 11, one of these guys has made my top 25 list twice
Wow.
and could have made it a third time. But it is Ivan Koloff and Alexis Smirnoff.
They were good. Yeah. They missed. I totally forgot about them, but they
And
deserve to be on the
Ivan
list.
and Ole, I give an honorable mention to out there because they were one of my favorite tag teams too.
Yeah, good.
Okay, so that's what we do if we want to put the two on the same level. Instead of saying it's a tie, we just say honorable mention. Is that what we're saying?
we never spoke about this. We never talked that we could have honorable mentions or ties.
Well, me and Jack changed the rules in the last 2 weeks. You need to be watching the show.
Whoa! About not my y'all got me so upset now about knocking stuff off of here. All right, now okay, where we at now? Am I back to me now?
Yeah, number 10.
Wait a second. We're number 11.
11.
Are you at number? Rodney, you said you're number 11.
I have not.
Okay.
I'm at number.
Yeah, I got my
y'all got me all messed up.
Oh, I'm at number 11.
All right, I was number 11. I was Road Warriors. Jack, what was your
Okay.
number? Sorry, Ivan Koloff and Alexis Smirnoff.
Okay, yeah.
Great team. And
Great
mine
match.
was
Tony Atlas and Kevin Sullivan.
Arn Anderson and Jerry Stubbs.
Yeah, Jerry Stubbs on there twice. Let's see.
Yeah.
All right.
We're going to see a Dollar Devils coming up soon. Go ahead.
Number 9, the Nightmares, Danny Davis, Kenny Wayne. Great matches. I see great
Tremendous.
matches with them. All right, Jack.
Oh, did we skip 10? I don't know. I will do 9 and 10.
Okay.
My number 10 are the Fantastics, and my number 9 is our buddy Jerry and his brother Ted Oates.
Okay.
Good deal.
Okay, wait a minute. I thought we were on that.
All right. We're at number 10.
All right, wait a minute now. The Freebirds, Fabulous Freebirds, Michael Hayes, Jerry Gordy, Buddy
And that-
Roberts.
At number 10.
Oh, number 10, yes. All right.
My number 10 is Tully Blanchard and Art Anderson.
Whoa. Man. All right, where are we at now?
Number 9.
Yeah, do number 9. Do number
All
9.
right,
We've
Jerry-
already done number 9.
Oh, have I? Okay, I have a 9 then. I think at a certain point we just have to start all over.
And
I'm at
there's
number
no
9.
alcohol involved, folks.
Number 9. Let's just call it out. Number 9. Brett West. What is your number 9?
My number 9 is the Nightmares, Danny Davis Kenway.
Jack Lord, your number 9.
My number 9 was Jerry and Ted Oates.
My number 9 is Dennis Condrey and Bobby Eaton, with an honorable mention to Ole Anderson and Ivan Koloff.
Remember to
Number 8, Brent West.
Wow, number 8, Jerry Stubbs, Dirty White Boy.
All right. Okay.
Number 8, the Wild Samoans.
All right. Number 8 for me, Mr. Wrestling 1 and 2.
You know, we're talking about now number 7. We've been talking about Bobby Fulton, hospitalized. Fantastic. Tommy Rogers, Bobby Fulton, number 7.
Number 7, the Assassins.
Yes. Good people. All right.
My number 7 is Phil Hickerson and Dennis Condrey.
Man, see Dennis Condrey on there a lot.
Yes, you
All
will.
right.
We're not done.
All right. Number 6, Terry and Dory Funk. The Funk Brothers.
My number 6, Ole and Gene, the Minnesota Wrecking Crew.
There you go. All right, Rodney.
Number 6, the Freebirds, Hayes, Gordy, and Roberts.
All right. My number 5, the Rock and Roll Express. Ricky Morton, Robert Gibson.
My number 5 is Arn Anderson, Tully Blanchard.
All right, Rodney.
My number 5 of the Nightmares, Kenny Wayne and Danny Davis.
If you never saw their matches, go and watch it. Continental Championship Wrestling, Southeastern Championship Wrestling.
I was in those matches
Awesome,
several
too.
times.
Just
It's 2 of the best I was ever in the ring with.
Number 4, the Midnight Express, Dennis Condrey and Bobby Eaton. Honorable mention, Jim Cornette, since he managed him. So he really didn't wrestle, but he was.
He did a couple times.
Yeah.
My number 4, the Road Warriors.
There you go, Rodney.
My number 4 is David Schultz and Dennis Condrey.
There you go. Number 3.
Awesome.
And people are going to say, well, I think certain people were better than that. But my number 3 is Jerry and Ted Oates. I thought they were just a tremendous tag team.
Any of these, the last 3 here, you can change them up in any way. I had a hard time picking. My number 3 were the Freebirds.
There you go. Rodney?
Number 3, the Assassins, Jody Hamilton and Tom Ernesto.
Number 2 for me is Jack and Jerry Briscoe. Tremendous.
Number 2 for me, the Midnight Express.
There you go.
The
Rodney?
Dennis Condrey version.
True. Absolutely true. Number 2, that's Ricky Morton, Robert Gibson. Number 2.
And my number 1, Ole and Gene Anderson.
And my number 1, the Rock and Roll Express.
There you go. Rodney?
And my number 1 is Ole and Gene Anderson.
You know, all those
Now, there's some honorable mentions I would like to mention at this point. At this time, I know it was upsetting to some on the panel tonight, but we'll get to them.
I'm just going to turn my back to you.
Pez Watley and Ray Candy, tremendous team from Nick Gula's era. If you missed it, I mean, when you can make Luke Graham and you're looking Luke Graham and what was his name? Ripper Collins. Yeah. Ripper Collins. I mean, when you can get that was some good matches. I have to admit, fantastic matches. Bob and Brad Armstrong didn't make it, and these are teams that I had forgotten that they should have been a part of my list. I just didn't have them on there. Pat and Randy Rose, another one, tremendous team. Of course, Randy Rose and Dennis Condrey, and with Norvell Austin as well. And then Tony Atlas and Rocky Johnson. I did not have them on there, but they should have been. They should have been on there.
Well, you know, there were so many other ones that should have been on there. But you know, you only have a certain amount of room to put these people. But I mean, there were so many great tag teams in wrestling that should be on a list. I mean, even look at any of the Armstrongs.
Sure.
Each other. I mean,
absolutely.
So there's so many people. Any honorable mentions, Jack, that we didn't talk about that you can think of?
There's just a ton. My cutoff for the top 25 or the top 100 wrestlers for the top 25 tag teams was 1985. That was my cutoff. So there's been a lot of teams. You got Terry Gordy and Dr. Death Steve Williams, who were a tremendous tag team. We didn't get to see them as much here, with WCW, but man, their stuff in Japan was just they were just monsters over there.
Jackie Fargo, Don Fargo, another the Kangaroos. The Kangaroos would have to be put in there. The Infernos with JC Dykes.
Sure.
There's so many different tag teams that
Dante and Mephisto.
Yeah, there you go. There are just so many.
And of course, Infernos would have made my list. I really never got to see them.
Yeah.
Rip Hawkins, Sweet Hansen's another one that would have probably made my list, but I never saw them. There was the Interns with Ken Ramey. That should have probably been on there. The Garvins, Terry and Ronnie with Jimmy. Garvin is the manager. Just a whole bunch that could have been. And, I can remember the Garvins, but I barely can remember their wrestling. And I'm sure it was awesome because they drew, I think, everywhere they went.
So many that could be put on there. And, but all these tag teams deserve it and being on somebody's list somewhere. And they were all great with a great. I guess I just look at Ole and Gene Anderson because I saw them have so many great matches. So many people, Wrestling 1 and 2, Dusty Rhodes and Tony Atlas, just countless number of people. I think we better get to the insiders. Go ahead, Robert.
Yeah, they've got some great ones. Thunderbolt Patterson and Tony Atlas is a great team too. Just an awesome team. Bill Watson, Thunderbolt Patterson was a great.
What about George Goulas and Bobby Eaton?
Actually, they were good. They were a decent team.
They were, and I was a lot younger. Bobby and I were the same age, but I was still watching them, and you hear all these stories later after I really got into the business good. But at the time, I enjoyed their tag team.
There was a question that I was going to ask Victor. Victor, he's from Florida. I know that there were some. I know Great Wrestling went through Florida, but I don't remember a major draw tag team in Florida. I don't recall them if they were. And I was just
we know it involved Mike Graham if there was.
I guess the Grahams would be in it. I guess, but I don't recall any other. A major
Eddie
team.
Graham, Sam Steamboat.
Yes, absolutely. That absolutely would have been. Sure did.
Remember, Eddie Graham's the one that gave Ricky Steamboat his name because he looked just like Sam Steamboat. So I don't even think Ricky Steamboat even knew who
he didn't know who he was, and they called and got the permission to do that.
So it's tremendous. There's a lot of tremendous tag teams. All right, we'll get to the insiders.
They've got some good ones. They've got some good ones on there. Let me tell you.
Richard Hood is with us. Thank you so much, Richard, for being with us. Jason Mundy is also with us. Patrick, Eddie, Dr. Philbo Grice is with us as well. As you see, if you're a Facebook follower, the three professors. No, what was it, Jack?
The professors of wrestleology.
Hey, I'm gonna be honest with you. I've not been drinking or nothing during these last 2 weeks. I have not been on here, but man, I have. There's something completely wrong with me. I think that I've been using my mind too much. I think that's what's happened to me. So let's get back to that. Michael Barr. Michael Barr said last week none of his.
I'm sorry about that. We had, if there was any problems to be had, we had it last week, and I apologize.
My mic completely died. I had to go buy a new one.
It fell apart, and we had Gil on here. I was about to ask him some really good questions, and all of a sudden, boom, it was over.
Hey, and let me update real quick. They had a tremendous turnout on their show. They've got another one coming up, I think, next month. So, congratulations to Gil and Steve Starr on their first successful promotion together.
Yeah, I saw a video of it.
Yeah.
It was very good crowd. Let's see. I am here and a big thumbs up. Ho! By the way, doing pretty good now. I think Hacksaw Jim Duggan. And I want to thank Jim Duggan very much. He has been liking a lot of our posts, and we want to thank him so much. And we hope he's doing very good because we do appreciate also King Haku has also been looking and watching our page as well. And we appreciate you giving us a like and letting your fans know about Pro Wrestling Inside Now. We certainly do appreciate it. Michael Barr says, hello all. Since he didn't get to say it last week. See what happened, Mike? I wasn't here to handle everything. And see, while I wasn't here, Jack and Ronnie decided they're just going to change everything.
Michael, I honestly meant to message you for the last 2 weeks to make sure you were okay. Because I didn't see any of your comments come up. So whatever the issue was, glad it's over with.
All right, here we go. We got Where is the Fiend from Gregory
Still a lot of rumors that he's coming in.
Hey, I believe he will. I believe he will show back up.
They've shown a few teases, like not last night, but Raw of last week. They had a backstage brawl segment, and if you look into the distance at a door, you've got a gloved hand that's sticking out. That somebody's out in the hallway, and they just stick a gloved hand out that's just like his, the gloves he wore. So
it'll get a great reaction when he returns.
Yeah,
it really.
And I'm sure it'll be something big when he does show.
Donnie Hester said hello. Welcome back, Brent. I am glad to be back. There's no doubt. Howdy, professors and insiders. Hope everyone is safe and healthy from Mickey Mayfield. Mickey, some of the programs that he gave us a while back, still getting on the Facebook page. We want to appreciate a lot of the Georgia Championship Wrestling programs that you see. Mickey Mayfield is the one that supplied those to us, and we certainly do appreciate that, Mickey, for well, I didn't mean to block someone. I hope I did not block some. Can somebody stroll down and get that? My computer is locked up.
Oh, it's typical.
Wait, I got it. Never mind. I got it. I don't know what I did, but I hope I didn't block you. Mickey, if I blocked you, I'm sorry, but I don't think I did. Replying to Michael Barr, hello to him. All right. So now I'm back in business. I'm back in business. Stuart Kemp, hello all. Evening, guys. Wendy Arkins, listening to y'all while on vacation in Orange Beach.
You got to go to Doc's Seafood Shack while you're there. That was my favorite place.
All right, Michael Barr, cool T-shirt, Jack. National Wrestling Alliance.
NWA, the big pay-per-view is Saturday and Sunday of this weekend.
Donnie Hester said hello to you, Richard Hood. David Bias, good evening, guys. Have a great show. Thank you so much. Jack, do you have something David wanted us to
yeah, let me pull that up real quick. I actually forgot all about it. There's a big TWE event called 9 Years Strong. It's their 9th anniversary. This Saturday, I think, or Friday. It's the 27th. And that's in Red Bank, Tennessee. They got a huge card. I see the poster right here. I'm looking at it. Man, they've got some great talent booked for that show. So go out and support if you're in the area. They have really made strides in how good that event really is.
All right, Joel. Everybody's saying they're blocked, but they're sending stuff, but they said they're blocked. Joe Bateman, hi. Mickey Mayfield, number 13. Sergeant Slaughter, Don Kernoodle. Yep. Yes.
Yep, they were on my list.
Yes. Mako, what's causing all this? No burning up the internet. Michael Barr has said. Jason Mundy, Harlem Heat. man, just think what they could have done if both of them could have went to WWE. Well, I don't know. Vince didn't ever like to push tag team, so maybe it wouldn't matter. Charles Alford says he's listening to us and clapping his hands there. Power and glory. That's Paul Roma, wasn't it?
Yeah. We if it's Paul Roma, we ain't talking.
That's for Patrick. He
Hercules Hernandez was tremendous in that tag team till he tagged out.
Dr. Philbo Grice says sounds good for Triple H thus far. I think so.
Does.
Michael Barr, Mr. Wrestling 1 and 2. Yes, both of them very great tag team.
That's his number one tag team.
Oh, number one. I see that there. Thank you, Jack. I didn't know. NWA nice shirt from
It
Todd.
is ProWrestlingTees.com, and if you're going to go over there and look for the NWA shirts, go over there and look for the Pro Wrestling Inside Now.
Exactly. Charles Cooper with us. Good evening, guys. Let's see. David Bice, Jax Dane would love that shirt.
I'm fixing to post a picture and tag my buddy Jax Dane.
People are saying Paul Roma who?
There you go.
Dr. Philbo Grice as well said Paul who. Joe Bateman, pro wrestling needs to be back to its roots and good selling and good stories. Great stories. It does look like WWE is making a very good effort and to go back that way.
I noticed they've toned down a lot of the bigger over-the-top rope stuff. It's not been happening as much. They're a more serious nature, and they're concentrating more on actually wrestling again, but primarily storytelling, because stories are what people remember.
Yes. Daniel Lang, thank you so much. He sent us 100 stars. Wow. Daniel, thank you so much, because every bit of this goes to we're gonna try to go one step up. Microphones, new cameras, new everything that we want to do. It all goes to help pay that, and we certainly do appreciate everyone's assistance in that. Okay, where we at?
Once we get those kind of upgrades, can we have ties when you have these countdowns?
You know, we're going to have to talk about that.
Honorable mentions.
Yes. I see where Karrion Kross has teased Bray Wyatt. It's coming back, but I've heard the rumor is that he's actually going to come back and the Wyatt family is going to return and not the Fiend.
That's what I've heard too, which I would love personally.
Yeah, because I love that gimmick. Let's see, Rodney. I sure hope you can see my comments.
I can see them this week.
Michael wants to know why he doesn't have an action figure yet.
Well, you have to actually be in action to get
one. I have one of his action figures. Do you want to see it?
Yeah, here we go.
Hey, let me ask you a question there. I think we need some action figures. I've got a couple over here that we could use.
We don't need the action figures, because that would imply we actually get up.
Wait a minute.
What we need are the bobbleheads.
Yeah. Who is this person you have? Who is this action figure here?
I believe this is either Steve Keirn or Stan Lane.
I noticed, and I hate to be this way, as you well know, but I don't believe I remember seeing these people's names on your list, bro.
That wasn't on my list, no.
Jack, I don't recall seeing them on your list as well.
I can guarantee you.
Oh, whoa. I am sorry, but Steve Keirn just got upset because he wasn't on the list and started knocking stuff down over there.
Wow.
Man, I didn't know.
Some people are very sensitive about not being ranked.
Woo! I'm sorry, Steve. We apologize. I'm gonna put that down because I'm afraid something like the lights are gonna fall on that. Didn't know Steve Kerr had that. You know he's Papa Shango here. All right, let's move on here. Dr. Philbo Grice. Alexa Bliss could play a Waffle House waitress and having syrup and hash brown mash. And scattered, covered, and smothered.
You're telling me I'm ladies and gentlemen, I don't condone these kinds of actions, let me tell you. But if you had a doll that you stuck up on a ring post and you never took it off the ring post and hit somebody out of all of this time, there's something wrong with you. There's something wrong with her. I mean, out of all of this time, build that up for no reason, just to carry that doll.
I didn't even notice. I don't think she even brought the doll out last week.
Not this week. No,
maybe
not last week.
I guess they're getting away from that.
Yeah, not last. She did the week before, but she didn't this week. And she was saying that everybody thinks that her character is boring. Oh, I don't know how she would think that.
Well, she said that.
I know.
Said that she thinks her character is very boring.
She's got a very boring character, and it's funny. She is going to be a character. She might have wanted to try to get into acting and not in a wrestling business. Days of My Life is heading over to the Peacock Network. She can join them over there.
Yeah, if you're a Days of Our Lives, you've watched it for the last 56 years. You will not be watching it on the NBC network anymore. It's moving to the Peacock Network. So, Rod Brent Kirsten does not make pro wrestlers. No, never have, never will. Gregory, also WWE is the world. Jason Bateman, AEW needs to rebuild. I don't even know if Tony Khan even knows what that means. I seriously don't think he understands the wrestling business at all. Is WWA going to Netflix, Jack?
I have not heard anything about that. Their deal with Peacock, I believe, goes through 2026. Now, I have heard that Peacock had zero growth the last 2 quarters. So there's some concern there. But they also pointed out that the only thing really consistently watched on the Peacock Network is WWE programming. So what that means is they're going to have to get their what's in gear and get some programming besides WWE that's going to bring people to that platform.
There you go. Donnie Hester, thank you so much. 500 stars. 500 stars sent to us. He says, worth every penny. Thanks for all you do, guys. I believe we might be the only podcast or even Facebook page that talks about the old days of wrestling. Wow. I don't know that anybody else does, do they?
Not that I know of.
I mean, if they do, I don't know who they are. And we're going to get more deep into it coming up. We're going to get back to talking about the Fabulous Freebirds, Tommy Rich, their careers. We're getting back to that in September. We should be able to get back to that. Richard, he replied to Dr. Philbo Grice, and Michael Barr said, "Come by and pick me up on your way to Waffle House." So make it over there to there. Let's see. He said, "You got it." Philbo Grice said, "You got it." Mustafa Ali is boring. Gregory, I don't know that I've ever seen him.
You did. You don't remember it.
That's the thing. That's the thing. Like I say, he does everything everybody else does, and that's the issue. Is he doesn't do anything to set himself.
Well, he's not gonna tone himself down anymore.
We have a new subscriber, Jack. We have an actual new subscriber to our Pro Wrestling Inside and Out, to our private subscription. Elise, do you know?
I do.
Elise,
Yeah.
Do you know what their last name is?
I can't believe you asked me that, because
She was on with us last week.
Yeah.
Well, Elise, and I will. I wasn't here when she did it, and we'll try to.
Elise Bean.
Elise Bean. Elise Bean. She is going to be one of the people who are going to listen to what we have to say. Now, we are going to try tonight. If you are a subscriber, we are going to try to do a test after this program. We're going to try to do a test after this program to make sure everything works for all the subscribers. It'll be on Facebook. So if you're watching on YouTube, you want to be a subscriber, you can go to our Facebook page, and it's right up there at the top. But we are going to try to do that so you can kind of see what we're going to be doing. Replying to Pro Wrestling Inside Now 12, Stan Hansen and Bruiser Brody. Charles Bellflower, he gives Jerry and Ted Owens. Let's see. Joel Bateman says the WWE needs a complete overhaul. I agree with that. Replying to Pro Wrestling Inside Now, number 11, the Gangsters.
Yeah, that'd be good.
Yes. Boy, I tell you what, New Jack could do an interview, could he? I mean, that man.
I'm going to tell you, I knew New Jack fairly well, and here's something that most people don't know about New Jack: is he actually could wrestle, but that's not what they paid him for. That's
right. Number 12, Jason Mundy, the Hart Foundation. Number 13 for Wendy Harkins is the Wild-Eyed Southern Boys, Steve Armstrong and Tracy Smothers. Rick Brooks is with us. Hello, guys and everyone. Charles Alford. Mustafa hasn't had any shine since WrestleMania a few years ago. I just don't know. I cannot picture who he is.
That was the guy, that WrestleMania. He was the one picking up jackets in that particular one.
The biggest push he got is on the Crown Jewel shows.
Was he a champion or anything?
I don't think so.
All right. I didn't. Well, I mean, I'm not saying that you're a champion. You mean anything? I just don't remember the guy. I know the name. I just can't picture who he is. That is not all that is cracked up. Rodney said. Ted DiBiase, Stan Hansen. Ted DiBiase, Stan Hansen, Japan. Glenn Allen Shelton. They are matches you can watch on YouTube.
Stan Hansen and Ole Anderson was a tremendous tag team.
Yes. Charles Bellflower, the Rock and Roll Express, number 12. Todd Vanderpool. Jack was talking about the Sheep Herders were awesome. Jason Mundy's number 11, the Freebirds. Tremendous tag team. I think maybe them and the Road Warriors changed tag team wrestling. I would think so. The Powers of Pain.
There you go.
I don't think much about them, but they were very good. Barbarian and the Warlord. We knew the Warlord when he started, and he was much improved when he was the Powers of Pain.
He sure was.
he did improve. We met him in Kansas City in 87, Rodney?
Yes.
I think it was the Christmas of 1987, Central States Championship Wrestling. He was there. T.J. Khan, Todd Champion, the Mod Squad, Sam Houston. Baby Doll was there, but she wasn't being used. I don't understand why she wasn't being used, but Richard Hood replying to why am I saying replying to every time to that? Number 10, Bob and Brad Armstrong. Great tag team from Southeastern Championship Wrestling and Georgia Championship Wrestling. Tremendous matches with everybody that they had matches with. I will give the rest of mine next week. In other words, Wendy's leaving us.
She probably left her list at home.
Yeah.
Michael Barr, okay, then Rodney, the tag team belts for number 12 are held up.
That is correct. See, Michael Barr has once again sided with me on this. He's absolutely correct. Titles can be held up.
This week, we have hit all your stuff. So you're taking Rodney's place here, and I made sure that everything was working good for you this week.
Michael Barr done turned heel again.
That's what you get.
Joel Bateman, Brian Pillman, Steve Austin. Even though
see, and that's a little different there because you had Steve Austin and Brian Pillman, so that's different.
Sure.
I'll tell you that spot where they pulled Brian Pillman's tights down was just stellar.
We will talk about that on this. We will talk about everything that happened with Steve Austin, Brian Pillman, and that type of thing. We'll talk about it on the.
That was your number 12.
Yeah, but I still thought that was a pretty good tag team.
Jack and Jerry Briscoe and Valiant.
Charles Alford, Mysterio, and Billy Kidman. I never was a Billy Kidman fan for some reason. Love Rey Mysterio. What did y'all think about Billy Kidman?
I think he makes a great producer.
Rodney?
I would say that he would be a good manager for Alexa Bliss.
Well, wasn't he like one of the producers? Or is he still one of the?
If I'm not mistaken, Hulk Hogan called him the flea market champion.
Haku and Andre the Giant from Gregory. Andre, tremendous. Wally McDaniel and Paul Jones. Charles Bellflower, number 10. I've noticed anytime we post on our Facebook page anything about Chief Wally McDaniel, always big numbers. So the last
we hadn't got it. There's a book on Amazon written by his wife and John Cosper, who I talked to John last night for a few minutes. But Wahoo on Amazon. I recommend it.
I've also been told that if you want to buy some merchandise of the Fargos, I know specifically Jackie Fargo, you can go to Charlotte Fargo, I believe.
Yep.
I believe that's her Facebook page, and I believe she has them available on there. So if you'd like to get
there's an actual website, but she posts that on her Facebook page.
Okay, so go there and you can find that, and maybe one day if Charlotte will come on here, we'll talk. We'll talk a little bit about Jackie because it's tremendous. Michael Barr, great tag team. Bad Street. The further down the block you got, the better it got. That's Bad Street. All right, Mickey Mayfield. Here you go. Number 12, the Dudley Boys. Yeah, I'll go for that. Number 11, the British Bulldogs. Number 10, the Midnight Rockers. Not the Rockers. They are the Midnight Rockers here. So that means he thinks of the AWA people. The Rock and Roll Express, the Koloffs, the Steiner Brothers, the Assassins, Mr. Wrestling 1 and 2, number 5. Number 4, the Hart Foundation. Number 3, the Road Warriors. Number 2, Ole Anderson and Stan Hansen. And number 1, the
Minnesota Wrecking Crew.
Thank you, Adam.
Not to be confused with the Minneapolis.
That's right.
And he did said Ole and Gene Anderson. We just make sure that Lars wasn't in there.
I try not to include Lars into anything.
Yeah, I just never was a fan of.
Well, now I enjoyed when I was going to the matches at Columbus. I enjoyed every time Lars came to the ring. I would go to the bathroom.
Richard Hood, number 9, Dr. D. David Schultz, Dennis Condrey, tremendous tag team. Had great matches. Ole and Stan Hansen from Glen Allen Shelton. Kevin Penley is with us. He said he was blocked. I don't think he is. He said he was blocked, but he's not blocked. Number 9, Jack and Jerry Briscoe from Charles Bellflower.
And mine, Charles, was a tie. Jack and Jerry Briscoe and the Valiant Brothers right there, number 12.
Well, you know what? Maybe we need to bring Steve Kern back. Maybe he needs to come over to your house.
I'll put him right next down to my Michael Barr action figure.
Michael, send all your letters to Rodney in care of him. He's out of the loop. I'm not for sure what he's talking about. Who's out of the loop, but let's see. Misses a week. Glen Allen Shelton misses a week. Well, if they're talking about me, I missed 2 weeks. Robert Fuller, Jimmy Golden, Michael Barr, number 11. I will give you that. Great tag team, new psychology, and Jimmy Golden was the workhorse.
Yep.
Man, he could go. Let's see. Number 10, Jason Mundy, Steve Williams, and Terry Gordon. I've not seen a lot of their matches. Are they available on YouTube?
Yeah, there's several matches available on YouTube.
All right. So Dory Funk. All right, Charles. I'm trying to hit on it. Dory Funk Jr. and Terry Funk, Charles Bellflower, Glen Allen Shelton, the Rock and Roll Express, Richard Hood, Ole and Arn Anderson. The good tag team. I don't think about them too much when I'm going through a list. Kevin Penley, which said he was blocked. Number 11, the Texas Outlaws. That would be Dusty Rhodes, I'm guessing, and Dick Murdoch. Number 10, the end turns, and wrestling 1 and 2.
Yeah,
Southern version
that's right.
wrestling. Gordon Soley always would make fun of
Nick
father.
Taylor wrestling too.
And he would always tell Dad, he would say, Dad would say, well, okay, now wrestling. He said, what'd you just call that? And Gordon would always tell our father, it's wrestling. It's wrestling, not wrestling. It's wrestling. It never failed. Yeah. Sometimes Gordon could be a.
And Dad would say the same thing. I'm saying it the exact same way you are, Gordon.
Got to remember now, our father worked for Gordon with Gordon Soley. Worked with Gordon Soley for 11 years. So it was. Jason Mundy, FTR. I will give.
I'm going to tell you, if you want to have a list of current tag teams that are great, FTR is number 1. That is the best tag team in the world right now, in my opinion.
Okay, sharp-looking mask to your right there, Jack.
It's available.
It's available.
Mustafa Ali, Jack can set you up. You can be what looks like the Ant-Man or something like that.
Okay, number 7, Tully Blanchard, Arn Anderson.
Yep.
Charles Bellflower, number 7, the Midnight Express, Dennis Condrey and Bobby Eaton.
I notice everybody's making sure when they stress Midnight Express, it's always Condrey Eaton. I noticed that. I don't know if you noticed it. What?
Even the police is coming after Jack for changing the rules of the.
Yeah, the door's locked. They ain't getting in.
Jason Mundy, the Steiners, number 8. Number 7, the original Andersons. I'm guessing he's thinking Gene and Lars. They would be the original one.
Woo.
Yeah, there you go. Dusty Rhodes and Dick Murdoch. Richard Hood, number 6. Jason Mundy. Ray Stevens. I don't know where I was getting Jerry Stubbs from. Ray Stevens and Nick Bockwinkel. If you've not seen their matches, they are tremendous.
Yep.
Tremendous.
I had Ray Stevens, but I had him with Pat Patterson.
Yeah, and they were good as well. My number 8, the Briscoes. Jack and Jerry are the other Briscoes.
Yeah, the current Briscoe brothers are a tremendous tag team also.
Yes. Number 5, Demolition. I never got into the Jet Demolition. I can see, though, why they would be on somebody's list. I guess after watching them as
purely for Bill Eadie's involvement is why I would back them.
Charles, the Assassins, Hamilton and Renesto. He made sure to tell you it was Hamilton and Renesto.
Yes,
because there was different versions of the Assassins. Hercules Hernandez was one of those versions. All right, I'm going to. It will not come up. All this won't come up, so I'm just going to do Kevin Barkwell. Maybe it will. Maybe some of it will. Number 10 was Dick Slater and Bob Orton Jr. Number 9, Mr. Wrestling 1 and 2. Number 8, the Road Warriors. Number 7, the Rock and Roll Express. Number 6, Tully Blanchard and Arn Anderson. Number 5, Terry and Dory Funk Jr. Ray Stevens and Pat Patterson. Number 4, Jack and Jerry Briscoe. Number 3, the Midnight Express. Number 2, number 1, Ole and Gene Anderson. And that's from Kevin Barkwell. I think everybody has no matter what people want to say about Ole Anderson. No one can say that what he did inside that ring was not believable and he wasn't good at what he did. I don't think anybody can say that. Let's see. Tony S. Todd, Mr. Wrestling 1 and 2. Gregory, Demolition. Joel Bateman, Nikolai Volkov, and the Iron Sheik. Sheiky baby. Zoom in, cameraman. Zoom in. The Steiners, Glenn Allen, Shelton. Hey, I just think personal reasons I don't like the Steiners. But number 4, Arn Anderson and Tully Blanchard from Jason Mundy. Richard Hood, number 5, Ole and Gene Anderson. Charles Bellflower, number 5, Mr. Wrestling 1 and 2. Richard Hood, number 4, The Midnight Express. Jason Mundy, number 3, The Rock and Roll Express. Glenn Allen Shelton, the Road Warriors. Number 4, Charles Bellflower, Paul Jones, and Ricky Steamboat. Kevin Penley, my number 2 is the Midnight. Number 1, the Rock and Roll Express, but I'm not a Ricky Morton fan. He made sure that.
Oh, there must be a story there. Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. Let's get that.
Richard Hood, number 3, the Road Warriors. Richard Hood, number 2, Doom.
Doom.
Ron Simmons.
Yep, I should have had them on there.
Yes,
Oh, well.
they were good. They were good together. They certainly were.
There's a lot I missed. A lot of that. 25. We need to make sure we do a 50 or something.
Number 2, the Road Warriors from Jason Mundy. Charles Hughes is with us. He said, evening, gentlemen. I hope you guys are awesome, and I am blessed as I am. Thank you so much, Christopher. Charles Bellflower, number 3, Nick Bockwinkel, and Ray Stevens. Boy, they have they just don't know how. Now, Richard Hood, number 1, it's Ted and Jerry Oates.
Ted and Jerry Oates. Awesome.
You know, and a lot of people may say, well, I don't understand. If you never saw them, those guys were fluid. They did things no one else did. They were just so good and never got that break that they deserved to make a ton of money somewhere. They were just that good. Let's see. Number 10, Kerry and Kevin Von Erich. I don't think the Von Erichs didn't make any of our list, did they?
No, not mine.
I would have, but that would have required a tie, and we know we're upset about that.
Jason Mundy, the Midnight Express, number 1. Michael Barr puts Dusty Rhodes and Magnum TA was number 2. Charles Bellflower, Ric Flair, and Greg Valentine, number 2. Charles, number 1, Ole and Gene Anderson. Kevin Penley, what about Jackie Fargo? Luke Brown, Sheik and Abdullah.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's good stuff.
We don't think about this too often, but Rip Rogers, Randy Savage during the ICW days. Charles Alford, great tag team. Number 90, who's number 92? I wonder. Shelton has. Let's see. Christopher Hughes, number 10, the Von Erichs and Any Combo. Number 11, the Spuller and Bobby Duncombe. Spuller, number 2. Number 12 team is the Islanders. I don't think too much about the Islanders, but they were a tremendous tag team.
They were.
Glenn Allen Shelton, you had all the territories in those days. Yes. Number 1, Donnie Hester says Ole and Gene Anderson. Wendy Harkins. Rodney, can't believe you didn't have your favorite person, Kevin Sullivan, on your list.
We will eventually do a favorite storylines. And I will tell you that Kevin Sullivan and Austin Idol are in my top 5.
And it was tremendous, too. I know what you're talking about. Tremendous story. Stuart Kemp said, I miss quality tag team wrestling.
Hopefully it's coming back because Triple H is a big fan of it.
Kevin Penley, should I have George Goulas, Bobby Eaton as the Jet Set? But they were good. But you know what? It worked because Bobby was so good. He was so good. But what George Goulas could do, he could sell like no other. He understood selling.
And I'll give you a tidbit about Bobby Eaton. His favorite tag team partner of all that he had was Coco Ware.
Go. He was so good. Coco Ware.
I just want to say something right now. I'm very concerned about Wendy at this point. Her list, if it has Kevin Sullivan on it, that disqualifies the whole list.
Well, Glenn Allen Shelton said he's got the Jet Set at number
32. At least they're not 132, I have to say.
I had it topped out as he said it. Let's see. Jerry Stubbs and the Junkyard Dog. Jerry Stubbs and the Junkyard Dog. tremendous in Mid-South Wrestling. What about Terry Gordy and Jimmy Snuka? I never thought they were good as a tag team. There was something missing there.
It just styles were just too different.
Todd Vanderpool said this, and I'm not going to put this on the deal because nobody will ever use it, but you can go to Wikipedia and there's an NWA Florida Tag Team Championship that you can do. Todd, thank you so much for that. Christopher Hughes, the Freebirds were in Florida in '85. The Spoilers and Assassin were in Florida, Christopher Hughes said. David Bias, I'm glad I grew up watching the older tag teams. Eric Crawford, 222, Mr. Wrestling 2, a legend forever from there. And here's Michael Barr. Dickie Steinborn and Ken Lucas wrestled as a tag team in Florida. Now that was that would have been in Pensacola. They didn't go lower than Pensacola in that area, did they?
I don't.
It's very possible. Steinborn went everywhere. So
now Dickie was everywhere. I don't.
So maybe
being far down in Florida though.
Kevin Barkwell, weren't the Hollywood Blondes in Florida in the early 70s? Yes, I believe they were. Todd Vanderpool, Funk Brothers were Florida Tag Team Champions. Yes. Wendy Harkins, my oldest son, is listening to the podcast for the first time.
Hey, welcome.
Thank you so much. George is with us. Sorry, you may know him as Ben Bannisters. I like Dick Slater and Bob Orton Jr.
We're good.
They were very good in the 70s in Atlanta. Tremendous. Actually, Mr. Wrestling 2 did a series of matches with Dick Slater and Bob Orton Jr. And had some great matches with them as during that same time. I think it would have been 76, Rodney? Was Bob Orton there in 76? Glenn Allen Shelton, the Destroyers, the Irwin brothers, Scott and Bill.
Yep.
Eric Crawford, hello, and God bless. Jeff Dobbs, here's his people, number 13, Mad Dog Bud Sawyer, Maniac Matt Boy. Never saw them as a tag team.
I did. They were very, very good.
Number 12, Barry Windham and Mike Rotundo. They were good too. And number 11, Harlem Heat. Harlem Heat gets into they get into these, and they deserved it. They were very, very good. I have to watch last week's show. I was busy losing money in a casino. See, you could have been in here and I lost a dime.
We were losing everything. We lost Gil and we lost Jack. I thought I was the one froze.
Yeah, my mic quit, power went out, all kinds of stuff.
And Steve Kern was not with us that week, so we know it wasn't him. He's only with us this week. George said, Eric Crawford said Dick Slater, Cowboy, Bob Orton was a great tag team. Yes, they were so good. Mike Rotundo, Barry Windham, I believe, was the best tag team originating in Florida. Christopher
had a pretty decent run WWF too.
But for some reason, Barry wouldn't stay nowhere very long. He'd always leave. Dory Jr. put Barry and Mike together. Kevin Penley said he was blocked. See your comments. Michael Barr wanted to know that. That's okay, Jack. We ate at C and Suds and Lambert's.
Oh, Lambert's. Oh, I need to go get hit with a roll.
Pass that there.
Ding dongs. We don't talk about the ding dongs here.
Hey, we don't want to say too much like that because the censors of Facebook and YouTube will think we're saying something we shouldn't be saying. So I guess it comes down to what territory you watch. For me, it was Detroit, so I love the Kangaroos and the Hells Angels. That's from Rick Brooks. Let's see. Richard Hood. Here's some more ties. See what y'all started.
Oh. See, there we go.
For number 2, the Steiner brothers. David Bias, thank you guys. Randy is with us. Randy, how you doing? Christ, Paul.
Not even a funny one.
My tie for number 3, Richard Hood. The Harlem Heat. Man. Gregory said, ban the Power and Glory tag team. Raw was better last night. Still needs to go to a 2-hour show, though.
That is not their call. Triple H has said he would love to go back to 2 hours, but USA loves those ratings. And 2 million people last night agreed.
Wendy Arkin says, nothing beats homemade shrimp, Alfredo, while on vacation. Nope, I'm not cooking it.
Oh, wow.
That's my favorite kind of meal. Free.
Michael Barr, I showed up in boots and going back to my roots. Wait, that sounds like a song I know. Let's see. Enjoy the sun. Wendy Harkins from Michael Barr. Todd Vanderpool, the Wyatt family and Bray would be a great tag team to bring back to the WWE. Christopher Hughes, glad you're back, Brent. I've been asking about you. Yes, I was gone for 2 weeks. Everything is good. New business endeavor. And hopefully it stays. I don't have to change business endeavors again. I've had to do that twice since I've left the print shop. AEW needs some beer money. They don't need no beer money.
Nope.
Craig. Well, what did I just do? Oh, here we go. Christopher Hughes. My number nine, Macho and Hulk Hogan. That's the first person that's put them on there in our list. Number 8, Harlem Heat. Number 7, the Funks.
Well, Macho and Hulk hadn't made it because Hulk had lust in his heart.
That's right.
Thank you again, Donnie, for the 500 stars. We certainly do appreciate you supporting us, and then for all those people who are subscribers to our Facebook page, we certainly do appreciate that as well. Wendy, I'll go past that one there. Daniel Lang said, Stan and Steve are on my list just behind Disco Inferno and Alex Bryant.
Poor Glenn. He gets no respect, but he doesn't deserve it.
Boy, but when you hear him talk, he really believed he was spectacular. I mean, he wasn't a bad worker. He was a great worker, I thought. But the gimmick just didn't do nothing for him. He needed a completely different gimmick. It just killed him.
I would assume that he might want a team with Mustafa Ali.
I knew Glenn, actually tagged with Glenn before he ever went to WCW, and I'm telling you, the gimmick was better than he was.
Whoa. Put that right down there. Do you guys remember?
What are you talking about? My action figures hanging upside down on a ceiling fan. What do they mean by that?
I got off that really quick, friends and neighbors.
Michael Barr is probably participating in some kind of voodoo now.
You know, the next thing we're going to have to do is we're going to have to do the old Farley from Dothan, Alabama. Well, let me tell you right now, Jackie Fargo going to come up we're going to let him do an interview right now because he put something on there that we can't put on. Do you guys remember? I think that's Joe. Is that Joe Pedicino?
Joe Pedicino, yeah.
Knows by Jim Ross Classic Throwback. Joe Pedicino was a tremendous man.
Yeah, he was a good guy. He's really missed.
Uh-oh.
Are you saying we need to cut something off, Ronnie?
No. Well, I mean, you could if you like.
Number 10, the Iron Sheik and Nikita Koloff. Number 9, the British Bulldogs. Number 8, the Hart Foundation. Number 7, the Fantastics. Number 6, the... Just a minute.
Yeah, Jeff's had controversial picks throughout this whole thing. He had the Freebirds at number 16. By the way, I don't want to have to go back that far, but he had the Freebirds number.
Jeff Dobbs got the fabulous ones, and Steve Kern and Stan Lane. Thank you so much. We love this. We're the fabulous ones.
You've given Steve Kern way too much personality in your interview.
Stan, we love you. Steve, we love you. Somebody's got to be made fun of, and it's just your time. Todd Vanderpool, New Jack, Smoky Mountain was great. Yes, he was. It's good. Richard Hood, fellows, my comments are coming through Pro Wrestling Inside and Out. Okay, I got you. Christopher Hughes, Rock and Roll Express number.
No, we're making progress with you, Christopher. Here you go.
I'm still watching Wendy Harkins. Prayers to Bobby Fulton and his medical issues. Yes, Bobby always liked Bobby. Always treated us nicely. I can't say good for his tag team partner Terry Taylor, the original Fabulous Ones. Other than that, but Bobby Fulton always liked. All right, Rodney's reading way ahead of us. Wendy Harkins. I don't remember the rest of my list. That's why I will give it to you next week. George, also Dick Slater and Bob Orton Jr.
Oh my goodness.
Todd said the flea market champion. And Finley said, "Told you I was blocked." Austin Idol and Kevin Sullivan. Michael Barr. Todd Vanderpool, Nash Vegas King of Trailerhood. I don't even.
I think that was what they were talking about. The other guy we were talking about earlier, the producer guy. I forget his name now.
Yeah. Andre Drew Money, and they only lost 2 matches together, the first and the last, both on TV. For your information, from Charles.
Excuse us. All right.
He put us in our place, and Steve and Stan is going to come and do the Fargo strut. I'm using those props way too much. Just way too many times. Todd Vanderpool, solid top 10. Somebody said, "Are you dragging?" Probably. This is the first time I don't think any of us have dragged, and we can usually tell it. So something is going good for us. Mine is good on Facebook. I'm laughing, Brent, from Kevin Penley. Donnie said, "Not a fan of Lars either." I don't even think Lars liked himself. I think Ole said that one time. He said, "You don't even like yourself, Lars." Let's see. Jack and Jerry Briscoe, number 1 from Don Gardner. Paul Hatchett, evening, guys. Hello, Paul. Michael Barr, what is the next week's subject about? I don't know yet. I got some time to work on that. We're gonna have to come up something good. Anybody got any ideas? Send it to us. If you got any ideas, send it to us. You can send it to Pro Wrestling Inside Out at gmail.com, or you can go to our Facebook page and this messages. And it probably go to us faster if you email it to us. But you can get either way, or send it to Jack. Go over to his deal and send it over to him, and you probably get it before I do. He does get the stuff faster than I do. Sorry, Gene and Ole. Jason, sorry. Gene. Right. Paul Hatchett, the Rock and Roll Express. Donnie Hester. Why didn't somebody tell Gordon the word was suplex?
He was using
still say suplex because of him.
That's right. He was using the French pronunciation.
Yep.
Gordon. We got to tell some Gordon. There's a lot of Gordon stories we can tell, but we will have to tell them on a subscription only deal because, just because. Eddie Dale, Bruiser Brody, and Stan Hansen. Let's see. Did the interns ever wrestle in Georgia? Yes, I think they did. Pretty sure they did. Especially during the time that, I'm thinking, the time Jarrett was booking, whatever time that was. And then when he created Wrestling Team. Charles Cooper, Doug Summers, and Playboy Ken Timms. Yes. Don, see that Larry Lathan, Wayne Ferris. Blonde Bombers. They were so good.
The only time I ever cared for Wayne Ferris. Of course, that probably is because I had not met him at that time.
Jeff said number 5, Von Erichs. Number 4, the Midnight Express.
Oh, wait a minute. No. No. Yours was number 15 to Freebirds. I remember him. Yeah, he was number 15.
Number 2, the Road Warriors, and number 1, the Rock and Roll. Hey, he can change. You and Jack changed the rules.
Well, maybe he had a tie.
Well, I'll tell you what. I don't even think Jack changed the rules. I think it was Rodney that changed the rules.
Yeah, I didn't. I just did honorable mentions.
That's right.
Let's see. Playboy, Buddy Rose and Doug Summers. Yes, they were so good in AW.
Oh man, yes.
Oh, they had some tremendous matches. Oh, they could. I think they could have got a good push in WWE.
Should have. Yes.
Back in the days of the territories, did everyone have exclusive contracts? No, or just select wrestlers. Nobody had them.
Nobody had contracts, but promoters worked together, and getting blackballed was a real thing.
Yes, it was. You could get blackballed very quickly in the wrestling business back then. Superstar and Super Destroyer.
Yep. We're done.
I had a problem with the superplex off the top rope, though. Christopher Hughes, give Barry a cold beer, a pretty lay on his arm, a fast car, and a pocket full of money, and he was happy. He never seemed to be motivated by more. There's some truth to that, I think.
He liked his off time, and
I think he liked to. I think more than the women, he'd like to go hunting, and so it's hunting season. He just wanted to take off. He's like,
depends on what he's hunting. True.
It's being told right here.
Right. Stuart Kemp, Bruce Hart, and Brian Pillman is bad company. Are the Viacom Express or Cuban Commandos, Jerry Morrow and Cuban Assassins, Stampede Wrestling developed some top tag teams. There are plenty of others, Stuart Kemp, and some good stuff back then on there. Brent, I need some posters. Brennan, I'm sorry, I'm not in the printing business anymore. I got out of there, June 30th, I think it was, wasn't it? I try to forget. But I think June 30th was my last.
Yeah, I still don't have all the confetti out of my living room.
Yes, I'm not in the printing business anymore. I have got out of that, and I've got some other things I'm doing. Pro Wrestling is Inside Out, the best podcast on Facebook. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. You know, it's crazy. I don't even watch pro wrestling on TV these days, but I remember actually crying when Dusty lost his first world title. Yeah, that was. Yeah, but they
was now Christopher, was that when Terry Funk come out of the audience and broke his arm? Was that the one?
We will let him do that. You guys have jokes tonight, Richard. Well, now
we don't have. I was just lucky to get here because I had a wreck today. I ran into a hearse and everybody jumped out. They were all mad, well, except for that one guy.
Kevin Sullivan and Mil Mascaras. Oh man. Disco Inferno would be in Revelant Tag Team with Goldie, aka Gold Dust. Okay, let's see. Kevin Sullivan, Purple Haze. That was the worst stuff I ever seen in wrestling, I believe. I don't know.
I saw actually a recent picture of Mark Lewin, and he's like in his 80s, and he looks fantastic. Don't look anything like he used to. He's bald, got a beard, but looks great. I mean, he didn't take bumps for the last 20 years of his career, so he should look great.
Yes, you did.
Jeff said, and now for more from our sponsor, Steve Kerr. Oh man, that's sad. Brent, are you having fun with those? Yeah. I got a couple of these. I used to have a wrestling ring, but I think I gave it Rodney. I think Rodney's got the wrestling ring.
It's right here.
It's back there. I used to. That's the best.
No, you don't do that with your action figure.
Oh, sorry. Oh, we've lost it all. We've lost everything.
That'll get us blocked.
Oh man, we know we're going really long tonight, aren't we?
All right.
How about the best managers of LA's in wrestling?
Okay.
We can do that.
That's a good one.
We could do that. How about a show on the best wrestling belts from Michael Barr? Yes, we could do that. Eric, do another one on wrestling too. We are going to do that, and
Yeah.
bring Robert back on there. He's got a lot of stuff to show us, and it's just sometimes we don't have luck a lot of times getting people on here because they always get off. They'll fall off of there. They'll be on for a while and they go off, and it's just sometimes.
Well, I think we figured out that it's those who come on that use their cell phones.
Yes.
That if they're using a laptop, desktop computer, we do okay with those.
Also like Superfly Smoke and Paul the North together. Is he saying Snooker? Is that what he meant? But
Autocorrect will kill me too, Eddie. No problem.
But yeah, that could be true too. Eddie, yes,
definitely true.
I think he's talking about Snuka and Paul Orndorff.
Right? Yes, yeah, but I know what he was talking about, but there could be some truth even in Snuka.
That's true.
Christopher Hughes talk smack about Gordon Sully here in Florida. You better get off going in a small bar in North Carolina and saying Del Har. This is true. No, we won't say nothing bad about Gordon. We'll just tell some stories about Gordon that we wouldn't tell on here. Jack, be careful. Wayne Ferris looks different.
I hope so.
Read my lips. No more rule breaking.
We will not tolerate these kinds of behavior.
Eric Crawford, y'all did a class act on Wrestling 2 when he passed away. Very nice, Brent Rodney, and have a lot of inside knowledge of too. Yes, we grew up wrestling too, and in his family, and great times. I was over in my old neighborhood today, and I was thinking about some thing. Wrestling 2 came to our house one time through a homemade M80 and knocked out lights all over that neighborhood. He gets in his car, runs away, and says, "Whoops, I guess it's my time to leave." I have some magic markers. I can make some posters. Michael said he'd make some posters for you, George, Ben. So you can just get in touch with Michael. He'll write you some. I demand a recount, Rodney. Tie means Biden for 4 years. Let's see. You didn't have contracts back in the day. You had a handshake and a man's word. Yes, if you didn't draw money, you were gone. Michael Barr, don't forget the tees.
Jack. Already plugged them.
You already got them in there. Let's see. Who was the one guy, Jack?
I don't know. He was real quiet.
Actually. Kevin Finley. Actually, Paul Roma challenged Flair to a match over the 4 Horsemen.
Yeah. I said that. He didn't like it because Flair has said he didn't belong in the 4 Horsemen.
You list a mass team without identifying the wrestlers on the mass. That pick is disqualified.
Oh, wait a minute, William. Oh, Mr. Wrestling 1 and 2. There's only one to me, but unless you were talking about Nick Goulas, and then you'll have several. I think they go from 1 to 6.
That's kind of like the Red Shadow. I knew about 6 of those.
Jeff said, Jack, that reminds me. My told me as a kid when we drove by a cemetery, everybody's dying to get in there. Yes. Rodney, I do know that Kevin Sullivan is not on.
Well, I feel better now, Wendy. I'll tell you.
Christopher Hughes, I never understood how Purple Haze got the finger poke over. He would poke people in the forehead. I just never.
He never got it over.
Yeah,
that's the problem.
Yeah, that stuff was horrible. You two are not right tonight. Rodney and Brad. Jack, you'll have to do the show by yourself next week. Hope Ric Flair retires for good from Gregory. Now he's
already said he regrets saying that was his last match.
Hey, I think he's got him his own smokes now, don't he?
Yes, the wacky tobacco type.
Yes, I've heard that he's got that. Man, I'll tell you what, he's got his own wings. The woo wings. I mean, everything is going great for him. It looks like
it's time, Rick, to use your name for business ventures outside of actually putting tights on again.
Why has anyone said Undertaker and Kane?
They belong on the list. Like I say, my list is, and all of us is more of an old school type.
Charles Cooper said, "Guys, I want whatever y'all are drinking tonight." Boy, I tell you what, if we did drink, boy, can you imagine what these shows be like? I don't even know if we'd stay on the air. Did you guys see the bump Jimmy Snuka took at Super Brawl at the Omni in Atlanta in the 90s? No, I do not remember that. I'll have to go back and see that. I am a Superfly smoker. That's what Christopher Hughes said.
Okay.
Brent can hardly talk now. That one got him. Yes, Michael, it did. Yes, it did. Roman is not horseman material. A no-belt champion. A woo wings.
He's not wrestler.
All right, we got through everybody, and Wacky Tobacco. What? From Michael Barr. Before we leave, Jack, any comments that you would like to make? And
I will be a guest on the Pure Wrestling Show this Thursday at 6:30 Central Time. I guess that's 5:30 Eastern. So join me on there. Don't know what all we're going to be talking about, but of course, I'll be plugging our podcast, and then we'll just be talking in general about professional wrestling.
And we want to thank the two people who gave us stars for the show. Like it says, it goes pays for the microphones or lights and other things that we want to do this coming up next year. We got some plans to come up. All right, Rodney, anything that you want to talk about before we leave?
I believe that Road Dogg will be auctioning off his sign that says, "Hire me, Tony." So he'll be auctioning that off for anyone who'd like to have it.
Brian, I respect you entirely. And if you have a job opportunity that pays at least $200,000 or $300,000, I'm available. I mean,
and honestly, Tony Khan missed the boat with him. If he would have brought him in and put him over creative, we could have seen some big changes.
Yeah. All right, folks. We hope you enjoyed the show. Thank you so much. If you have not subscribed to our channel, you can be when we do all this stuff behind the scenes, the stuff that we're going to do, and we're going to try to do it right now. So if you have subscribed, pay the $2.99 a month, we're going to try to go over there and do something. We're not going to be on there long. We're not going to be on there long. We just want to see if we can get on there, and we don't have no problems. We appreciate that. If you've not been to YouTube, if you've not subscribed there, it's completely free there. It doesn't cost you a dime. You can go to Facebook as well. We appreciate it. We are over 45,000 followers now on our Facebook page, and we certainly appreciate you sharing that because you share everything, and we enjoy it. We sometimes we'll have 10,000 people who share our post, and we certainly do appreciate it. Until next week, and maybe next week, we won't be all crazy. Or at least
I suggest you put the action figures away.
Just a minute. Big John Studd is now.
There you go.
So.
Man, I love Big John Studd.
And with that, we'll see everybody next week, right here on Pro Wrestling Inside Now. Well,